Hello, I'm the general manager for the Portland Trailblazers, and I'd like to thank you for meeting with us. We have a pair of picks in the lottery at the 6th and 11th slots and would like to ask you a few questions. Aside from a few veterans, this is a very young team. We're bringing in a lot of young talent this offseason, and it won't be easy to get this team back into the playoffs immediately. Are you willing to take your lumps as a team in order to grow as a core along with all the other young talent the Blazers have?
Yeah, I definitely am. I don't want to ever get comfortable with winning, but you've shown over the years that you have a strong culture of winning here in Portland. I'm willing to go through the growing pains of being a young team if it means we'll be that much tighter of a unit down the road. You feel me?
All right then, one more. This question is a tough one to ask, as there really isn't a right or wrong answer. Over the last couple of years, we've had entire seasons washed out by insurmountable injuries. As a franchise, we're becoming more conscious on injury histories and what that means for our draft picks. What can you tell us about your injury history, and more importantly, your ability to play through pain?
Fortunately, I've been blessed with good health, man. I think the worst injury I've ever had was a sprained ankle, you know? I picked up some knocks over the years, but it's never held me back in practice or in games. I feel like I'm a safe pick for you guys in that regard.
Okay, I think I've heard all I needed to hear for now. You're definitely someone we can use on our team. Now we just need you to be available when it's our turn to pick. Good game out there tonight, son. I'm the GM of the Raptors, and I must say I was impressed with your performance. We have the 8th pick of the draft and are looking for someone to be the face of our franchise. We'd like to ask you a couple questions and get a feel of how well you'd fit in with us. I really think the first piece to getting this franchise back on track is to find and develop our point guard of the future. We have Jose Calderon on the roster, but we've been thinking lately that we might need to go in another direction here. We think you might be that new direction. What do you think?
I've got to admit, I didn't watch a lot of Raptor ball growing up, but I did see a lot of Vince Carter in that purple uniform doing those crazy dunks. The fans absolutely loved him there. I always wanted to be like him, man. I want to be the leader that the fans adore, and it would be an honor to do that up in Toronto.
Interesting. Next question. We feel like we have a great young core in Bargnani and now Valanciunas coming over from Europe. We might not turn things around immediately, but if we can add another great young talent, we'll be a team to contend with in a short time. Are you willing to be part of a developing process for a few seasons, even if that means losing your fair share of games?
Would I like to win immediately? Yeah, of course. But do I understand that it might not happen overnight? Absolutely. What's important is that we never get complacent or accept losing and always strive to improve as a team. I've talked to Andrea and Jonas before, and they seem to be on the same page. I think we could all handle some rough patches before things got better.
Okay, that's all I have. I love what I heard here. We would love to have you join us. We'll be in touch.
Nice performance tonight. I'm GM and President of Team Operations for the Suns. We have the 13th pick in the draft and I'm considering using it on you. I'd like to ask you a couple questions real quick if you don't mind. This offseason, we said goodbye to an era as Steve Nash left our team. With his departure, we're looking to the future for a point guard who can do what he was able to do for us. Do you think you can be that player?
Man, I modeled a lot of my game after Steve, and I think I can help be the next player to come in and lead the Suns the way he did. Looking at your roster, I get excited at the prospect of setting those players up, and that we can accomplish great things early on. You won't find a harder worker than me in the draft, and I'll give you everything I have on the floor, man. That's a bet.
Next question.
As a whole, the Suns have kept the same core for the better part of a decade. We found a winning formula and stuck by it, just rotating in supporting pieces where necessary. As I'm sure you've seen over the last year or so, we're in the midst of overhauling our roster. We really love the idea of you being a part of that process. What do you think about being a centerpiece for the new Phoenix Suns?
Look, Phoenix has had a great run with Nash and Stoudemire and all. It's time for a change, I get it. To be a part of that rebuilding effort is a big commitment. It's years of struggling to acquire the right pieces to turn everything around. I've seen what this front office can do, and I'm a firm believer they can do it better than anyone else. If they need me, I won't give anything less than 110%.
Some interesting answers. Thanks again for your time.
Good evening and welcome to the 2012 NBA Draft. Tonight represents the culmination of years of hard work for 60 of the world's best young players. It is also a time of optimism for our fans and our teams. It's going to be a great night. I know the young men hoping to hear their names called tonight can't wait to compete against the best basketball players in the world. So let's get started. With the first pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Hornets select Anthony Davis from the University of Kentucky. With the second pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Michael Kidd Gilchrist from the University of Kentucky. With the third pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Bradley Beal from the University of Florida. With the fourth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Dion Waiters from Syracuse University. With the fifth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Thomas Robinson from the University of Kansas. With the sixth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Damian Lillard from Weber State University. With the seventh pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Harrison Barnes from the University of North Carolina. With the eighth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Terrence Ross from the University of Washington. With the ninth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Andre Drummond from the University of Connecticut. With the 10th pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, The New Orleans Hornets select Austin Rivers from Duke University. With the 11th pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Portland Trailblazers select the 19-year-old point guard from the University of Florida.